Pay attention to who this man is, because he is inspiring an African revolution against the West right now. This is 37-year-old Ibrahim Traore. He is the second youngest head of state in the world right now, and what his supporters say he represents is simple: African independence. You see, Burkina Faso is a former French colony, and since he became leader of the country in 2022, he has accused France of neocolonialism, which in other words is when a country is still trying to control the other, but now just through more hush means. So when he seized power, he started to make drastic changes. He ordered the French troops to leave the country. He expelled French diplomats and Western media. He banned the use of British and French colonial-style judicial wigs in efforts to decolonize the country's judicial system. And then he started making major changes. He started cutting ties with foreign companies involved in Burkina Faso's infrastructure development, like roads, bus stations, airports, and then started replacing them with locally equipped and trained workers, and then acquired around 1,000 road building machines for them to use. He started introducing policies to boost local control over food production and processing. He started pushing for greater state control over energy, reducing the dependence on foreign suppliers of electricity. And then, in the clearest statement to the West yet, he has started buying back a number of the country's major gold mines previously owned by foreign entities. He called the purchases a reclaiming of national wealth from exploitative foreign ownership. But here's where things get crazy, because what started in Burkina Faso has now become something much bigger. They've now joined forces with Mali and Niger to form the Alliance of Sahel States, basically saying we've got each other's backs and we're done with all influence from the West. Ivory Coast and Senegal are now also pushing to remove foreign military bases, and a former Nigerian senator described Traore's actions as the spirit of a continent yearning to be free, dignified, and prosperous. And that is exactly why we're seeing it slowly transition from one country in Africa to Africa as a whole. Because the question that's increasingly being asked is, why is such a resource-rich continent that literally powers the world so poor themselves? Now, here's the problem. We've seen revolutions like this in Africa before, and they haven't ended well. Back in the 1980s, Thomas Sankara led Burkina Faso with almost the exact same vision Traore has now, rejecting foreign aid, nationalizing roads and railways, and calling for true African independence. But just 4 years later, he was assassinated. His policies were reversed, and French firms regained contracts for roads, railways, and ports in Western Africa. So is Traore walking that same path? We don't know. But there are reports that he has survived 19 assassination attempts in 2 years. However, not all those claims have been verified. And it's also important to note that Traore has his critics. Some call him a dictator because he rose to power in a coup. He's postponed elections, he's banned the media, and he's cracked down on dissent, and critics saying no country has ever developed under democracy. So the question is, what do you think? Is this just another dictator grappling for power, or the man to ignite a long-needed change for Africa? The world needs...
This is not even funny. You see, this guy here is called Dylan. He's a Briton with the biggest TikTok page. The guy has 15 million followers. Every single video on his page, over 1 million views. So he does a video about Traore the other day. Of course, it was a positive video. The changes Traore is bringing in his country, the way he's naturalized natural resources, all the good things Traore is doing. So Dalen does an awesome video about Traore. In just a few hours, the video is at 6 million. And all of a sudden, boom, his account disappears. His TikTok account just disappears. No guidelines, no community guidelines, no warning, nothing. Nothing, no email. His account just disappears. The good thing, he has some contacts in TikTok office in Britain. So he calls. What's happening to my account? My account is down. They bring back his account. But guess what? All his videos, even done a year ago, months ago, all marked community guidelines, community guidelines, community guidelines, community guidelines. And you know what's even funnier? The video that he did with Traore is missing. It's no video, nothing is missing from his profile. Guys, if you get to know how desperate the globalists, the neo-colonialists are about keeping Africa under lock and key. They are so desperate, they do not want an African to wake up. They want to deal with the enablers, African leaders that perpetuate control of the West, that help the neo-colonialists keep controlling Africa. These people are so desperate, they're going to do anything. Imagine banning a TikTok account just because this white young man spoke good things about Traore. These guys are desperate. They are so desperate. Africans, you better know how important you are to the balancing of the global rule and economy. Once Africans wake up, the entire world is going to be awake. So Traore is doing something that is giving every single globalist, neo-colonialist headache. They just can't control this. That's the more reason Africans need to wake up and talk about Traore every single day. Make it your personal goal. Because what this guy is doing, the inspiration is given to the African continent. We're just about to break the prison break. Just about.
A major breaking news coming from Russia. The Russian military officer who you are seeing here with Captain Ibrahim Traore, who refused to salute Captain Ibrahim Traore after Captain Ibrahim Traore visited Moscow, Russia, on the Victory Day, has been sacked by President Putin. By the time the aircraft of Captain Ibrahim Traore landed in Moscow, Russia, the military were already paraded, and this man was among. But Captain Ibrahim Traore carried himself and walked past. But his eyes caught the man, the military officer, who refused to salute. One salute was not offered. A Russian officer, tall, stiff, stood with his arm at his side. He did not raise his hand to his eyebrows and did not nod. He did not salute. At first, the moment passed like a blink, barely a bit in the ceremonial. But for those who knew diplomacy, it was defaming. In military terms, a missed salute to a visiting head of state is not just an oversight, it is a message. And in Moscow, messages are barely sent by mistake. There was no chaos, no ostrich, no reaction. Captain Ibrahim Traore didn't flink. He didn't slow his steps. He walked past the man as if he hasn't even seen him. But Commandant Ouattara, his longtime protector, noticed. So the rest of the Burkina Faso delegation, and for more dangerously, so did the Kremlin internal observers inside the Kremlin compound noticed the military officer, and now the military officer has finally been sacked by President Putin.
Kenyan Senator Aaron Cheruiyot regrets attacking Ibrahim Traore.
Since coming into power by the bullet of Captain Ibrahim Traore, they have lost 40% more territory to the terrorists that were ravaging the people. You know, first of all, I'm not a fan of coups. I am a firm believer in democracy. For that reason, I am not a big fan of that particular gentleman.
No credible outlets back that claim. Zero evidence. This is the same senator who rocks designer clothes, shoes and shirts costing thousands of dollars, paid for by taxpayers. Now compare that to Traore, who's a head of state, but prefers his military gear over a pricey suit. Oh, and Traore takes home just $800, while the senator earns more than 10 times that.
NGO issues, there's so many things I had. Initially, when the NGOs came in, when we started, they didn't want any oversight function. They didn't want us to know where they were going to. We had issues with that because now they will go into the enclave of the terrorists and go and treat them. You are treating the same people that is attacking the communities. You tell them no, that you are neutral. How neutral can you be? We've had situations where allegations of arms, them conveying arms to us just to make sure that the war continues. We've had situations where they will tell you they are taking food to communities. Halfway to tell you the trailer has broken down. By next morning the trailer is empty, and that vehicle that is broken down, the driver will just go and drive it and take it back. So what had happened? You have funded those guys. You are taking care of them equally. We've had several situations like that. So we said, no, it can't continue like that. And that's why we insisted with the state government that, look, the state government must know what's going on. So if any NGO comes, it must be registered. We must monitor what's going on. We've had situations where NGOs will come in with unidentified individuals entering communities. You don't even know what they're doing. They don't have NGO ID cards. They are not part of the government. Who is taking them to? What are they going there for? And so by the time we start monitoring what they were doing, we noticed things started getting better. So which means something is going on somewhere, because they come from all over the world and you don't know who is who. So that's why for every country, please regulate what the NGOs are doing, monitor what they're doing. Most times you hear them telling you that they spent $10 million, and then you wonder where. Most times the money is spent on themselves, on their luxuries, the hotels they stay, the vehicles they are using, and all those things. The locals don't benefit much from them. And yet this thing keeps on. I've told you, somebody will come and pay for a house for 10 years ahead. So what is he trying to tell you? This thing will never end until after 10 years, or maybe he will renew it. And again, I always remember that if there is peace and the threat level is low, one, they are going to retrench them. Two, their hazard allowance will reduce. How many of them will want that? We're not saying all of them are bad. No, some are really doing very well. Some are extremely doing very well. But again, please don't just assume they're just. Monitor what's going on, monitor what's being spent. I think it's important. I think we've dealt with the issue.
There's the last one of extermination of the
when is it going to end? Maybe I should ask you, when is criminality going to end? It's something that we have to live. No, the truth about it is just something that's the new world order, and it's everywhere. In America, how many killings are going on? It's all acts of terrorism. It's going to be in every country. It is your ability to mitigate, to deal with it in such a way that
France has just been kicked out of Senegal, and this comes a few months after France was kicked out of 6 other West African countries, who then invited in Russia to take their place. France said today, quote, "We've now handed over everything to the Senegalese, which was set to be returned last summer." Now, something important to know, all of these West African countries recently reported finding oil reserves under the ground. And one of those countries was Burkina Faso, who also kicked out France. And coincidentally, they kicked out France just a week before they announced they discovered oil reserves. And of course, Senegal will have their own underground resources. So it's definitely possible they're worried that France might try and steal them. Although France has said the opposite of that. They've said they're actually interested in reducing their presence in Africa over the next few years, and they want to focus on themselves. However, Senegal says that they kicked France out. In fact, last year, the president of Senegal actually signed an order declaring that all foreign troops need to leave the country. So it seems like a lot of West African countries are really annoyed with the West being involved in them. So they're currently kicking them out, and some of them are even inviting in the East, like Russia. But anyways, you can leave me a follow for some more global news like this.
Mr. President, President of Africa, Ibrahim Traore, I'm so proud of you, sir, to know that you are of my generation and you're so brave and so fearsome and selfless in regards to humanity. We celebrate you. We celebrate Africa. Viva Africa. Viva Burkina.
Like when we die, where do we go? The fact is that we don't go anywhere because we don't die. We are never born here. Nobody when they're born for this place. Nobody dey here. Now avatars, now bodies just dey here. You understand? You are not your body. The body is what you have, not what you are. The body is an accumulation of the food when you don't eat right from your mother's womb. The breast milk and the food when you don't eat now. That be this body. That's why they call it the earthly body. You get? So the earthly body is not who you are, it's what you have, just like you have your clothes and your properties. You get? Now you are not also your spirit. Your spirit now be your blood, now be your ancestral genetic code. You get? You are not also your astral body. Your astral body now be that person when you see for your dream as you. That person not be you be, but then wait till you get to the observed life for the other world of dream. You You understand? Now, not be you also be your energy body. Your energy body now be that aspect of your body when hold your buoyancy. For example, now I weigh like 70 kg. You can carry me, right? But the moment my earthly body falls down, dies, you know go fit carry me, because that buoyancy aspect will fall upon me. That aspect when all my buoyancy go exit, so you know go fit carry me then. You understand? So that aspect of my body not be I be also, not me also be my etheric body. My etheric body not be that aspect of my body when be the force when hold all these other bodies together. Not be maybe all these things, but all these things now waiting I get, not be waiting I be. So who I be now? Who am I? Now maybe the aware, now maybe that consciousness when they aware say I get all these things. So now you be that consciousness when they conscious of everything when they happen for your thoughts. Now you be that aware when they aware of everything when they happen for your head. Now you be the consciousness, not be you be this body. You are not this earthly body, you are not your spirit body, you are not your energy body, you are not your etheric body, you are not your astral body. You are the consciousness observing all these things. You understand now? You are not even here. You are not here. You're not there here. You are the soul. You are the source. You are the consciousness connected to the body. You experience this reality through the eye of the body, through the nose of the body, through the ear of the body, through the mouth of the body. You experience this reality through this body, but you know they here. Just like phone, you go carry phone and say they make call. You are communicating with someone that is not even here. The person know they inside the phone, but you can hear the person. You can speak and communicate with the person. So that's how this body day now. We communicate with ourselves through this body or with this body, but we know they here. You understand? But all these other aspects of your body, your earthly body, your spirit body, your etheric body, your energy body, your astral body, now wait till you get, not be wait till you be, but they need to be protected. You must protect them. Don't let anyone get rid of any aspect of this your body, because all your materials, all the things where you get, your bangles, your jewelry, your cloth, your body they attached to them. So if you leave your slippers for outside, now yourself you leave for outside. So anytime they go inside, always go inside with your properties, because if any diabolic person get rid of this your property, they can extract your energy body out of this property, destroy it, and by doing that they destroy the other aspects of your body. So protect all your bodies in all ramification. That is why spiritual people know they like accumulate properties for themselves. If you see a spiritual man gets 2 shirts or a lifetime, or 3 shirts or a lifetime, because they no one accumulates their bodies everywhere. That is why also if a person dies, they tell you, okay, wait for 5 days or 7 days before you start to use the properties of the person, because they want maybe the energy body of that person leave the properties of that person before you start to use them. In most cases, some cultures they burn the properties of the deceased. You understand? They also tell you, okay, before you start to enter the house, you wait for 5 days or 7 days when the person don't die before you start to use or enter the house of the person, because some energy of people strong that once their energy body they withdraw out of their properties, movement of things will begin happen inside the house, and people will begin fear. People will begin thinking that ghosts they walk inside the house. So they tell you, okay, wait for these numbers of days before you start to enter the house. You understand? So we are not all these bodies. We are the consciousness, the observer of all this. We are the soul. The soul not inside the body the inside the soul. You understand? We are the universe experiencing life through this avatar, and we have used different avatars. We have become a man, we have become a woman, we have become so many things. We don't connect our consciousness in different bodies to experience life in different lifetime. We still there where we did in our original nature as consciousness. We just connect our consciousness to different avatars, to different bodies in different lifetimes. They get the point now. It's just like a dream. If you shut down your consciousness for this body now, you will come go the conscious for another different state, for another different body. You go to experience life for another different place. Why? Your previous body, they somewhere they sleep, and the body is an entity on its own. Why you did there, they experience another state of consciousness elsewhere, the body, the function on its own. The body feel they turn up and down. Some people, their body could just stand up, the waka up and down for the house. Why them they another different place? Because them no be the body, now them be the consciousness. Even as a child, when a child is given birth to, consciousness never fall upon that baby yet. Consciousness never be connected to that baby. You only give birth to an ancestor, but a being, a person never connects to that body yet. Now gradually, consciousness will begin come. The baby will first the conscious of the mother or of the person when they take care of the baby. They get the point now. So we are the consciousness, not the body, not the avatar. You understand? We don't go anywhere. We don't go anywhere. We just switch avatars. We switch avatars. Some people go switch. They still come back again after many lifetimes. They still come back to this same reality. You get the point?